Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Brendan, and here we teach that what you are thinking feelingly and imagining throughout your day is creating your physical experience. Now, today I want to talk to you about the one thing you can do that will help you to manifest your desires in the year 2024. So it's a brand new year. What we want to do is align ourselves with our ideal, right? It could be your ideal relationship, your ideal financial situation, your ideal physical appearance, whatever it is that you're asking, right? Whatsoever ye desire, ye shall have it if you can. Assume in consciousness, in your energy body, that it is already yours here and now. There is no getting, there is no work to be done, there's nothing that you have to try to make happen, for all things are already done. Creation is finished. So, what is this one thing that you can do in this coming year, in 2024, to manifest your every desire? It is asking questions, okay? Asking questions. Now, this is helpful not only for manifestation, but also in interpersonal relationships. But for our purposes, we're going to talk about how asking questions can help open your mind to think from the fulfillment of your desire, as opposed to just thinking of your desire, which is oftentimes just desiring, right? If you're sitting thinking about what it is that you're desiring or trying to manifest, oftentimes you're not assuming that you have it. You're thinking about how to get it, when it's going to come, how it's going to come, what you need to be doing if you impress the subconscious. Really, just a lot of maybe doubt, fear, worry, and impatient thoughts, which are definitely out of alignment with having them now. So, Tony Robbins said, the quality of our life is a direct reflection of the quality of the questions we ask ourselves. Now, because this is so true, one of the things we can do is use asking questions to trick our mind. And when I say trick our mind, I mean just use it as a gateway. Okay, you're kind of bypassing some of the resistance that may be there when you're affirming something like, I am a millionaire, or I am in my ideal relationship, or whatever it is that you're wishing to affirm. In the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, he explains that sometimes when we're using these affirmations, it really just makes us more aware of the fact that we are not physically what we are affirming. What we're affirming is not yet physically true, and therefore it can inspire instead the feeling, right, or the state of consciousness of not having, okay, lack of fulfillment. So, how do we get around this? If you like Dr. Joseph Murphy's way, he says to come up with an affirmation that is non-specific. So one example would be, by day and by night, I'm being prospered in all my interests. That's a wonderful one. I speak that into my water before I drink it all the time. But if you want to know how to use asking questions to open up the possibilities in your mind, to open up your mind to the idea that you can have whatever it is you desire right now, you can ask a question like, how did I get such a wonderful abundance consciousness? How did I get such a perfect loving relationship? How did I end up achieving all of this so easily and effortlessly? Now, the power in asking these questions, using it as an affirmation, is you're not making it a question about whether or not it's true. It's already done. You already have the abundance consciousness. You already have the ideal relationship. You already have whatever it is that you're asking the question about. But when you say, how did this come to be? Your mind says, I don't know, but it automatically has to assume that it is so. So instead of doing what most people are doing, wondering how something is going to happen, instead you are flipping the script. You're wondering, how did it happen? Because it is already done, right? It is done. To desire a state is to have it. So by doing this, by asking these wonderful questions within yourself, then your mind has no choice but to open up to wondering how it came to be, which means that it already is, which in truth is the case, because whatsoever you are imagining is already true. Everything exists simultaneously, here and now, in the imagination. So what you want to do is instead switch from imagining that you are lacking whatever it is you desire, and instead change it to assuming, imagining, knowing within that you already have it. Okay? So here's another situation where asking yourself questions can be very, very helpful. So say you're triggered by the 3D. Something is going wrong as it appears in the physical world, the physical plane. You're trying to determine how you can move forward, how you can instead shift your perspective to feel that you already have what you desire right here, right now, despite what the physical is showing you. Now, instead of identifying with the physical, again, go within and realize that whatever it is that you desire, you already have it. That's your only responsibility. All you have to do is have it. Your only work in the manifestation process is to cultivate the feeling of your wish fulfilled within yourself before it becomes true physically, right? Because what you do within will be reflected without. This world is and always will be a reflection of your imagining, okay? And what you're thinking, feelingly, and assuming to be true. So based on this, knowing that all things exist, to desire a state is to have it. You already have whatever it is that you're after, no matter what it is, no matter how impossible it seems. So ask yourself this question. Now that I have it, how do I want to feel? Now, that's a big one because it's not making it a question. It's assuming that you already have whatever it is you desire. So, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel frustrated, confused, worried, fearful, doubtful, impatient? No, why would you choose that? Isn't the whole point of getting your desire fulfilled a feeling and sense of satisfaction, peace, relief, joy, excitement, whatever it is? So now that you know your desire is already fulfilled, how do you want to feel? And answer that question and then do it. And then do it. Because when you ask yourself something like this, you're not giving the mind an out. Oftentimes, the mind will take any chance it gets to keep you limited, keep you lacking, keep you what you're used to being, right? Which is in limitation and unaware of the infinite self that you are, which already has everything you could possibly desire, which is always taken care of, which is always guided, blessed, prospered in all your ways, okay, by the infinitely intelligent subconscious mind. So by asking this question and being willing to give up this idea that you need anything, then you are opening the mind to the new possibility, which is actually a remembrance, okay? You are remembering the wholeness that you are. We come into this physical world to experience seeming separation, but you cannot be separate from the infinite self you are, which is God, which is Source, the universe, infinite intelligence, subconscious, superconscious, whatever you prefer. It's all the same thing. And it's not separate from you, it's literally you. Okay? So while you are focused in this seeming point of individuality, right, individual consciousness, you are not separate from the impersonal whole, okay, which is everything, absolutely everything, including what you desire right here, right now. So you can ask yourself these questions. Now that I have what I desire right here, right now, how do I want to feel? How do I want to experience this moment right here, right now? Do I need to be worrying about when I'm going to get something or if something's going to happen or fearing about it or negatively imagining about what might happen if I don't get it? Or can I be here now and enjoy the present moment? Because that's what this is all about. Enjoying the present moment, enjoying the journey, all right? If we make everything about the destination or these goals that we set up for ourselves and we don't know how to feel happy all along the way, then chances are, even when you get that thing that you think you want so bad, you're not going to feel good. Because nothing outside of you can really make you feel anything. It is an inner choice. How are you going to feel? How are you going to act? What is your mood? You can always choose, all right? So think about it. Imagine how much quicker things will seem to go if you can enjoy the journey, right? How much more easy and effortless everything will be if you're not suffering all the way until you get what you want. That's how human beings are being pushed and programmed to be, right? That's what we do. We say, oh, when I get that job, I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, I'll be happy. When I get my house and my family, I'll be happy. When I get this or that, whatever it is. But this is a trap. It is completely ignorant of the fact that you can go within, using your imagination, and feel however you want to feel right now. And by doing that, you're not only just feeling better in the moment and nothing happens. Feeling better creates better circumstances because your inner activity of imagination must be reflected in your world. So if you don't like what you're seeing, Don't try to change anything on the outside. Go within, as Neville Goddard said. To attempt to change physical circumstances before changing the inner activity of imagination is to struggle against the very nature of things. That's the nature of things from within out, okay? So go within, ask these powerful questions, and know that you already are everything you could possibly desire. Now, to touch on this just a little bit for interpersonal relationships, asking questions is very, very powerful because if you know that when someone asks you for advice and you give them advice and they don't use it, oftentimes it's because it's not that your advice is wrong, it's that they're not in a position to really accept it. If someone is going through something or they're venting to you and you just tell them what to do, you could be right, but people do not learn best that way. In fact, we are wired to learn better when we come up with an answer ourselves, okay? That's why the best teachers ask the best questions. So if you can ask someone about what they're going through, it may prompt them to think about it differently and come up with an answer themselves, okay? You may know the answer, you may know what to do, so reverse engineer it, okay? What questions can you ask them that can lead them to the answer? If you want to be there for someone, if you want people to think that you're, a wonderful help and guide and you really assist them and give the best advice, you want to ask the best questions, okay? Maybe you don't care about that, that's fine, but it's so much more powerful when you know how good of an influence you can be on someone by allowing them to come to their own conclusions, by helping them to discover new perspectives on their own, okay? Without you just trying to give them to them. Some people talk about this in like a business setting, right? If you have a boss and they're trying to figure out how to do something, instead of just saying, hey, why don't we do this? Since they're the boss, they're not going to think that anyone other than them can come up with the best ideas. Usually, it depends on the person. But if you give these people the opportunity to come up with the idea themselves by asking them questions, then they're going to feel much better about you and they're going to actually apply whatever it is that they come up with because it feels like it's their idea and therefore it's the best idea in the world, okay? So because that's human nature, we know that's evident of something going on within the subconscious. There is power in asking questions. So use it for manifestation, use it in interpersonal relationships, but asking questions will change your life in 2024. And I just want to give you something that actually came to me in the shower, which again is, as I always say, a wonderful time to get introspective, right? So in the shower, I was thinking about what a wonderful question would be to help imply an ideal physical body or physical appearance. And it was a question that also took into account Joseph Murphy's openness, right? That idea that you don't mention specifically what it is you're after, but you create something a little bit more vague, which will also solve the problem. And it was, how did I get such a wonderful, loving appreciation for every aspect, every trait, every attribute of the physical body? Now, you can do that with anything, right? You can take your time and craft an affirmation that is perfect, right? Or an affirmative question, or an ask-formation, if you will, right? A lot of people call them ask-formations because you are affirming something indirectly by asking that question, which again is a wonderful bypass to the resistance many of us feel when we're saying something that does not appear physically yet. But just know that it will. Creating that openness will allow that energy to flood in. How did it get so wonderful? How did I get so abundant? How did I get this wonderful relationship? So, Happy New Year. I've just launched the private Discord community. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot of great benefits. So I'll post about that with a link and everything down in the comments and in the description. Plus, if you sign up before January 8th, 2024 with code EARLYBIRD, all caps, no space, then you will get 50% off your membership for life. So consider joining. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.